Six here, chilling with Hard Knock TV. Shout out to Nick Huff. About to break down Yuck off of Bobby Tarantino 2. Yeah. Is it rolling?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, so this one is actually really cool because I just thought of it. I was in Cancun on vacation with my family, Christmas, New Year's, and it was one of the days, like, we all just had dinner, me, my brother, and my parents, and me and my brother go to, like, the bar at the hotel. We got a couple tequila shots in me, and we just go back to the hotel. I think he's like working on some stuff, like his job and stuff. And I was in the hotel room. I was like, man, I'm kind of feeling kind of lit right now. Like, I'm trying to make some turn up. So I just whipped up my laptop. I literally just made it like on my laptop. Speakers, like I had no speakers and stuff. I was feeling it. I was like, let me just make a beat in Cancun. Like, you never know.
On vacation.
On vacation.
You're a
no days
savage.
off, bro. No days off. Cause like, you know, when inspiration hits, like you gotta tap into it. And even if it's like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and you're just like putting it down, you never know what that's exactly what this was. It was just like an idea for like 10, 15 minutes that I just put down because I had to put it down. And you know, it ended up like, I had it for a while and I wasn't even gonna play it for Logic. And then I was in the studio and was just like playing this beat. And I think he walked in the room or something and was like, man, I'm trying to rap. And I think he did like the second verse of Contra. And then I was playing this. He was like, I'm trying to rap. So I played him this joint right here. And I'll break it down too, but.
You made all this in Cancun?
All in Cancun. Actually, no, I made just this without the 808, right? Because I couldn't hear the 808s. I had no speakers, like a sub to hear the bass. So sometimes I'll just make drum patterns if I can't think of a melody at the time and just have it. So I can pull it up when I do have that melody. Right. So I had this. I was like, man, you can throw anything on this. It was gonna sound tight, you know? Super basic, man. This
is the first thing you put on in Cancun?
Yep, this is the first thing. Probably the first thing I did was probably that.
Straight tabletop.
Straight tabletop, like, yeah, anyone can do this, man. But sometimes that's what it is, like, that's the vibe of it, you know? It's that basic, a rhythm that people know, they'll gravitate towards it. So, and then, you know, the higher octave hi-hat, you know, right here. And then the same thing, but a lower octave. But together it sounds sick. It's like a brand new hi-hat that I kind of just made, right? If it combined two. So with the kick, I was like, damn, that's dope. So I had this, and I think I downloaded this from a this website called Splice, which is, shout out to Splice. They just have like millions of sounds on there that you can download. You know, you can go to blogs, there's like Reddit, like where I find a lot of my sounds too, like sample searching, like the internet, man. People forget the internet is, it's online crate digging. That's what that's like what it's called. It's like a whole community of it. And people like are afraid to use the technology sometimes. I'm like, bro, you can find any sound, any sample, anything in like 5 seconds probably. So like I love doing that. I love just like taking advantage of what I got, you know what I'm saying? Like if I can't think of a melody, like I'll just go online and like dig, like online crate dig.
That's insane.
Yeah, until I find some. Could take hours, could take minutes. It just.
A lot of it's just trial and error.
A lot of it's trial and error, a lot of it's luck. A lot of it is, you just gotta like persevere until you find something tight, because it can be really frustrating. Like you can get into beat block where you can't really find inspiration and you're going through sounds and you're making beats and it's not going anywhere. So it could be frustrating, but you gotta just persevere. And luckily I stumbled upon this little melody loop. So it had that, and that's definitely a lot slower. So when I just chopped it up, I threw it in. What's really cool is like if you want to like zoom in on this, like this is something I learned too. So when you drag something here, right? It's slow, but that's the metronome. So I'm at 156, but this might have been like 130. Clearly not on time, But the thing about FL, so easy. Take this time thing, and then bam. You just lock that shit in. You see how I just locked into that? So this is 4 beats, I want to say. Yeah, 4 bars. But that's like a really cool thing, like for samples. You just time stretch it so it locks in. And bam, right there. So when you play it, this is originally what I played Logic. Random. I didn't even play it for Logic. I think I was playing it at his studio, and he walks in, and was like, I'm trying to rap on this right now. And I was like, oh, I gotta wait. I gotta add these 808s because 808s are like the key thing on my beats. So I did that real quick. Very simple.
So he's just standing there while you're doing it.
He's just writing. He's just writing in his head at this point. I'm like hurrying up and sweating, like, because he's about to go in the booth. And I know artists, when they lose inspiration,
you don't want to be the cause of that.
You don't want to be the cause of that,
Nope.
because that's never good. So, yeah, I did this quick as hell. Gotta throw in the slides right here. You can probably hear it. So, pretty much did that. And that on top of the drums and the sample, man. And that's it right there. But, you blast that shit loud, it's gonna bang. Just once again, just like I did with the 44 Mar, I had the lower octave of it right here before it drops, so it's a lower octave. And this is where you hear Paul talking, because Paul and Logic went to dinner, that's who it was, and they both came back, and Logic was like, Paul, get in the booth. And then now, that same thing, I just raised it up an octave, just for that hype again, on the drop. And, just sent him that, and he just went in, man, just went in. Yeah, so this is that lead line. And I actually called the beat Yuck, too.
Did you really?
I called it Yuck, and I think we called it something else. And I was like, man, just call it Yuck. Like, I was like, that shit sounds tight to me. Yeah. And he was like, all right, cool. He was just like, all right, I'll just do it for now, and then we ended up just keeping it, so. Yep, some kick. And basically this thing right here is like, you can throw on like different effects. Like you can throw in like for example, I'll just throw in like a reverb just because we hear like the verb on it. But basically like most of my stuff, like I don't put any plugins. Like the kick is dry. And then if I go to the snare, look, nothing, just, oh yeah, hell yeah. Yep, so on the snare too, I think, man, in hip hop and beats I make, the drums gotta bounce. I think that's the most important thing for me. Just gotta bounce and just, oh, this is cool too. So usually like, I'll just do like one hi-hat, which is like, that still sounds dope to me, but I added this lower one right here. I don't know if you can hear it. So I added that guy underneath it, over this, which made it just like wider and it sounded cooler, just like having the low one and the high. So even that, even like how I did with the sample, like I pitched up an octave, like I pitched the hi-hats down an octave and, and did that too. Octaves, man.
Did you take any music theory stuff? This is all self-taught.
I mean, I played guitar and bass. Like that's really what I started on, man. I didn't get into hip hop until like graduation, dog. Like Kanye graduation, that was it. But before that, I was like in like metal bands, playing guitar, bass, drums. Like drums, that's why drums, even in producing, I focus a lot on because I love drums. I love playing drums. So I think that's kind of like when I first started making beats, that was my strong point. Not rather than like melody, like drums and rhythm was kind of my strong point. So I just started with that, and I think that's why like drums take up most of my beats. Even this, man, drums, 808, lead line. That's kind of the formula I've been using like lately, I guess. I haven't really thought about it, but just going through it, man, like lead line, 808, drums, and you got a banger. And you know, I was just like in the studio when he was rapping to it, and I was like, man, I'm really glad I made this in Cancun that one day, because you never know, man. And I made a couple other beats that night too, or that trip. So we'll see where those go.
Pay for your whole vacation and more, and then some.
Facts. Yeah, man. You never know. You never know. That's why like voice memos, like that's so clutch. Because even if you just get it down in a voice memo, you never know what that's gonna lead to. That can lead to like the biggest thing of your life.
You do voice memos too, or are you talking about
I started recently doing voice memos because I've started playing guitar a lot more again.
So more melodies?
More melodies, yeah. I'm stepping up my melody game a lot this year, and I've been trying to just learn my chord game. And guitar, I'm so comfortable on, but taking that into like piano and stuff, that's where I'm trying to step my game up now.
Was Logic playing the piano made you want to? Because I've seen around the same time when he was playing more piano, I see you playing more guitar.
Well, because he like will bring me around. He's like, "Yo, you trying to play acoustic with me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, hell yeah!" Like, and then I literally went out and bought a Gibson acoustic because like it was so fun. Like I think I played along with him like one day, and like I was like, "All right, bet, dude, I'm going to Guitar Center and buying a guitar right now." And yeah, he would just be like, "Yo, come over, let's jam." Like I wrote this song, let's jam. So the more to that. And in my downtime, I listen to rock. Like especially right now, I'm like super into like the early 2000s, like the Strokes, Interpol, the Killers, Radiohead. So like I listen to that on my downtime, and that's like all I listen to, like hip hop too, but really rock. So guitar has always been a part of my life and stuff like that, like bass. So I've always tried to incorporate that. And like on the mixtapes, this is like trap, and like I'm glad I can tap into this side too. But like the albums, like Incredible True Story, I was playing guitar, like we were doing like string sections. So it's cool I get to balance myself with like stuff like this where I can just like turn up and like show that I got this aggressive side, but also like I can whip out the acoustic, play some chords. So it's cool, it's fun. I mean, I just love all music, to be honest.
Indica Badu.
Yeah, Indica Badu, one of my favorites, fan favorite too. Looking like it. Yeah, man. On the mixtapes, we've always had a smoker song for the stoners out there, the people that vibe, and we just wanted to do that. And originally, when we had the song, we were trying to figure out who to get on it, and the first person that came to my head was Wiz. I love Wiz. Logic loves Wiz. Cushion OJ was my anthem freshman year of college. That's like all I was listening to. So having Wiz on the track was like a bucket list goal. So when we did that, we sent it to Wiz, and he knocked it out quick, and he came back with the triplet flow. I was like, all right, Wiz, that's cool, but it's the first time I feel like Logic's being free too. He's like fully just like putting it out there, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, this is who I am now. Like, I love to do it, right. You know what I'm saying? So I think it was good for him to put that out there, and to have Wiz on it, it was just like a stamp. Like, you can't, man, if Wiz is on a weed song, you can't go wrong with that. So. Right. That's why I think a lot of people are vibing with it. And, shout out to DJ Khalil and Kevin Randolph on that one.
They produced that with you?
They produced that with me, man. Kev's been there from the get-go. So Kevin Randolph, people know who that is for sure. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, he played some dope keys on there, like electric Rhodes and stuff. And then Khalil, man, is just a beast, like guitars, bass and stuff. So, and I did the drums on that. And when we all just came together, it just kind of happened to have that smoking vibe, that good vibe, man.
Logic shouts out Dilla at the beginning.
Oh, he does shout out Dilla, yeah. I'm always inspired by Dilla. He's always inspired by Dilla, and famous Erykah Badu song, Didn't You Know, produced by Dilla. And that's a lot slower, but if you listen to the beginning drum break in Indica Badu, it's the same kind of rim shot, hi-hat feel as Didn't You Know, but Didn't You Know is slower. Didn't You Know is like... But then Indica Badu is like, but it's the same kind of concept sped up. So that's why he was like Dilla, because Dilla had those crispy rim shots in that song. Like, that Erica Badu song is amazing. The beat on that is so crazy. So I just try to channel that, honestly, as best as I could. And, you know, I guess it worked because when Logic heard it, he got that Dilla vibe from it. So I was like, yep, you got it. You understood where I was trying to go with that for sure.